My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
My name is Jeff.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Let me tell you a little story about a TV show we never got. It was after Revenge of the Sith came out. George Lucas had started working on a TV show for Star Wars called Underworld. And this was while he was working on Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. Rick McCallum, his right-hand man, was there, and from what his interview said, he had crunched the numbers, and it was such a big, bold, red hunk of meat of a TV show that it was too expensive. It was $40 million, even back in the early 2000s. And it basically was only looked at a little bit by the CEO of HBO, or the president of HBO, who McCallum said he was set up for a meeting. They had different things they were going to offer him to get a deal with HBO. They could actually put their stuff on there, which is a great idea. And a big scandal broke out, and the day before he was supposed to arrive, he was kicked out of HBO. He was fired. And Rick McCallum remembers 60 scripts, some people say 50, that had been written for this TV show about the Coruscant underworld. And again, like you said, it was big, $40 million an episode. That's using the technology they had then. It was sexy. It was dark. So you'd see characters being extremely violent, which we see it every day when we're talking about the cartels and terrorism. And, if you're a fan of The Godfather, that's pretty sexy and pretty fucking dark, right? Okay. So, what a great idea. What a great idea to link between the timeline between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Let's explore something off the beaten path that we only got a taste of through Han Solo and Chalmun's dive bar and on Tatooine and Jabba's palace. Okay. All right. The blue pill writers for Marvel liked to explore, but they didn't do a very good job. Here's what you were going to get. You were going to get cameos by these three louts. Boba Fett was supposed to be actually the lead in this. Han Solo was supposed to show up, Lando, and the deal was we were going to hear about or see how Han met Chewbacca, which they like to say that, well, how he met Chewbacca in Solo, a Soy War story, is from the Underworld scripts. No, it's not. Because that is not anything to do with what George Lucas would write. Trust me on that. And of course, how Han won the Millennium Falcon, which again, in the Sabacc tournament, which again is nothing like in the movie Solo, is nothing like how I'm pretty sure George wrote it. This is an article from Vanity Fair written by Anthony Bresnikan. This is in May of 2022, in the aftermath of Reimagine Tomorrow. And they've been talking about this out there, even in the legit Hollywood press and celebrity press, for at least 4 years. Okay, so this isn't a story people don't know. Okay, now why am I talking about it? I'm going to talk about this because I absolutely feel like this is a show that could go someplace. Now, $40 million an episode is a lot of money. I'm sure you can figure out ways to make it more affordable. $20 million an episode, I could see. And with today's even better technology, I think this show is probably doable. And the reason why I'm talking about it is the buzz in the fandom from, young Indiana Jones chroniclers with their, 300 subscribers. Go subscribe to them. To Star Wars theory, people are starting to take notice, okay, of this idea that almost came to fruition. And the fact of the matter is, it was connected to the bigger trilogy, which is always going to be the Skywalker saga, because of the fact Boba Fett has always been connected to the Skywalker saga. Han Solo becomes connected to the Skywalker saga, as does Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca, and other characters that we're probably going to see in and out. Okay, this is a BFD. The show could be really great. And Disney doesn't necessarily have to put it on Disney Plus. They could give Star Wars fans a reason to get the package with Hulu so they could watch it, because obviously it's adult themed. But let's talk more.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
The cool thing about Star Wars Underworld is that we get to see parts of Coruscant we're not necessarily familiar with. This is the surface of the planet. It's a city-wide planet with levels. And the deeper it goes, the darker and creepier and more violent the beings are. It gets to a point where there's nobody living in these places. And I remember part of the lore being there were things at the bottom that would wait for carrion that would drop from the top so that they could eat them. They had no eyes, and it's just bizarre. Anyway, this is the surface is where the Jedi Temple is, where the Senate is, where all of the elite live. The weather is controlled, and there are artificial lakes to the west where the elite can enjoy water, something that the people below that lived in the lower levels couldn't enjoy. Okay, so imagine, the Imperial Palace being there, the Chancellor's Palace, Darth Vader's castle on the lakes next to the Emperor's. Imagine the upper level spaceports, etc. The whole thing is predicated on social stratus. So the ones on top are senators, are very powerful bureaucrats, people I can't stand, by the way, and people with a lot of money, industrialists, etc. You get down to the lower levels. You get to lower, middling bureaucrats, people that work in that area. Next level, lower bureaucrats, probably shopkeepers and things like that. Then the lower levels, you get to the gangland underworld. So level 1313, okay, which was a game that George loved. He was part of it. I think he wrote some of it. Boba Fett is the lead in that game. Okay. He's supposed to be the lead in Star Wars Underworld. And this show actually was supposed to be the connection between the Underworld and George's ideas for the sequel trilogy. Okay. Which I'm not sure if I care about, if I'm really liking that. I'd much rather see it more Jedi-centric. And the fact that they were going to bring back Darth Maul, come on, George. He should have died on Naboo. Okay, that's where Obi-Wan killed him the first time. But like everyone says, nobody really dies in Star Wars, so there you go. Palpatine being the outlier. This show would have been worth it. Just to see, have a young Han Solo walk in and either tell somebody how he met Chewbacca, or you leave Coruscant and you show how he met Chewbacca. Not by Chewie grabbing him and hanging him upside down, ready to rip his throat out so he could eat him. Okay, that is stupid. That is fucking stupid. And Han automatically knowing how to understand the Wookiee? Come on. Again, this was supposed to be a very twisty, turny, complex show. So we would probably get a much more logical presentation of Solo's past, or at least some of it, than we got from the Disney-fied bullshit that we got. Okay, that's important, all right? And again, we're going to see him at his darkest, with his survival instincts on full display. Okay, which means I don't give a shit about anybody else but me and Chewie. Okay, that's it. That's fine. That's what we want to see, right? Okay, we're going to see everybody like that. We're going to see bounty hunters like Dengar and Aura Singh and Fennec Shan, Inspector Krennic, or Director Krennic. We're going to see Hutts and other things we're not even aware of. Okay? Okay? And it's going to be such a deep dive into something that I think it's worth putting the money out there for it. I really, really do. And I, for one, vote on this as something we need. We need Star Wars Underworld. Make it so, to borrow a line from Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek Next Generations. I don't think I've ever seen one episode. Okay, so this is Steph. Kind of excited for this. Tentatively, I'll see you around the galaxy.